Okay, today I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to build a very basic Faraday cage around a piece of electronic. Today I'm using the Talk On walkie-talkies because if an EMP ever happens, I'm going to want to have communication. What I have is a roll of wire mesh that I picked up from my local hardware store, some zip ties, also from my local hardware store, the Talk On two-way radios. It's a 2-pack. Picked that up from Walmart, some plastic wrap and some batteries that I also picked up from Walmart. And the only tool that you're going to need is something to cut the wire mesh with. I have tin snips, and these should work very well. The first thing we're going to do is open up the So take your box and figure out which way you want to lay it down. Whether you want to put it this, sideways and cut it out this way. And what you're going to do is it'll be like 1, 2, 3, just to make sure that you've got enough material. So I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. So I'm going to make sure that I'm going to go in from the edge. So you can see a little better. I'm going to go in from the edge 1 square. And then from the other edge, I'm going to go 1 square as well. And then I'll roll it onto its side and move over 1 square. And then from the other side, I'm going to go over 1 square as well. And I'll show you why as we get cutting. And I'm in from this edge 1 square also. And then what I do is I take my tin snips, and I'm going to cut on the other side of that square that I'm leaving empty. When you're done, it'll kind of look like a cross. So now, the easiest way to do this is so we've got the empty one there. We're just going to fold it on that line. That's going to be the bottom. Fold it in. On that line, fold it in. On that line. We're going to fold it up on that line. And now we've got a box. Once we get it zip tied together, it'll be a nice box with a lid. There, now you got a nice little box that your radio is going to fit right in. Now before we go ahead and seal the radio in, what I always like to do, we're going to open it up. I'm going to take out all the unnecessary packaging. There's a radio. There's a radio. Take off these little fake stickers on the lens. And we're going to put the batteries in. We're going to test them out because they are a cheaper, radio. I know ON does a lot of electronics, but they're still considered a cheap electronic. So we're going to take the batteries that they came with, which the batteries that they come with are normally the cheapest batteries that they could buy. So we're not going to leave these with the radio, because if something happens, we're going to want batteries that we can depend upon. Belt clip. And these radios have a flashlight feature on them as well. So it's another feature I like about them. Check, check. Check, check. And they both work. So now we're going to go ahead and take the batteries back out. Guess I shouldn't have put the hip clip on, because you can't take the batteries out with it on. So we take the batteries out. I'm going to put them back together. So you never want to store any electronic with a battery in it, because the battery starts to corrode. Then you're left with a junk radio as well as junk batteries. So put the radios in, and you notice there is plenty of extra room. So what we're going to do with that extra room, I've got saran wrap, and I've got some Rayovac, better quality batteries than these Maxall. We're going to open up our Rayovac battery pack. Alright, these radios are sets of 3. Looks like I got 5 sets of 3 with 1 left over. So I'm going to take the plastic wrap and I'm going to wrap them up into sets of 3. That way, if I need to get into it, I only have to take out the ones that I'm going to use. I can leave the ones that I'm not going to use still in the plastic wrap to keep them safe from the elements, rain, moisture. And we're wrapping them up to make sure that they don't touch each other and short out. The reason I'm using the same packaging is because cardboard is an insulator. So the cardboard works just like as if I were to line this box with wood. So the wire mesh keeps the electromagnetic pulse outside. The cardboard keeps it from transferring into the electronics on the inside. So now all we gotta do, give this a little bend for our lid. Use our... All right, and there you have it. 2 on radios in a Faraday cage, and I'll let you know exactly how much I paid. So the roll of mesh I got for $14.99, so $15. The bag of ties was $4, so that's $19 for the Faraday cage, with a whole bunch extra in case you want to make more. The Talk On walkie-talkies were $24.94 at Walmart, and the 16 battery pack was $12.97.